Hey guys, what is up? This is Mr. A. Crizzy here, and in tonight's movie review, I'm going to be doing a movie review on the new movie which just came out last week. And after rewatching the first movie on Max earlier today, me, my dad, and Uncle Charles went and saw this movie which came out last Friday after I saw TMNT Mutant Mayhem. And tonight's review is going to be on Meg 2 The Trench. These are my Cinemark tickets to the movie, Meg 2 The Trench. I'm keeping these for my movie ticket collection. So anyway, Meg 2 The Trench is the sequel to the 2018 film The Meg, which in my opinion I kind of liked, which I kind of enjoyed the first Meg, since the first Meg I thought was cheesy fun, and that came out 5 years ago in August of 2018. And it's also turning 5 years old tomorrow as well. So, yeah, 5 years since the first Meg came out. So 5 years later, a sequel came out. And so, in this movie, Meg 2 continues after the events of the first Meg, where Jonas Taylor leads a research team on a dive into the deepest depths of the ocean, known as the Trench. And their voyage spirals into chaos when a mining operation threatens their mission and forces them into high-stakes battle for survival. And pitted against colossal prehistoric sharks and relentless environmental predators, they must outrun, outsmart, and outswim their predators. And so, because Meg 2 The Trench kind of feels almost like a rehash of the first movie, where Jonas Taylor is trying to stop megalodons from killing beachgoers and a bunch of other people that occurred in the film. So, yeah, because it's kind of like one of those Jaws wannabes, where it's basically how they're trying to stop a shark from attacking people, and just like in the Meg films, they're trying to stop a megalodon from attacking people, and so. Yeah, because this movie kind of feels almost like a rehash of the first Meg. Since when I first heard that a sequel was coming out and was being in development, at first at the time I was thinking Meg 2 didn't really feel like it needed a sequel, and it's basically like one of those sequel films that just exists, and that's what this movie feels like. The Meg 2 is pretty much almost like one of those like killer shark movies, and it's just one of those sequel films that just exists. And so, how does the movie play out? I know a lot of people have really not been liking this film that much, and of course when it was first rated on Rotten Tomatoes, it first got a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes, but then reviews went higher and went up to like 29%. And I will say though, the first Meg is better in my opinion. Since Meg 2 The Trench, it was just okay. I mean, sure, it's not as good as the first Meg, but it was okay. Like it's not a great sequel, that's for sure. It's just because it could have been worse. But because I've seen and heard worse films out there. And one of the major flaws I have with this film is basically the screenplay kind of feels almost like the first Meg a lot, and even the climax to the sequel feels almost like a rehash. Feels almost like a rehash, like how they're just reenacting the first movie's climax, where it's pretty much how the climax is pretty much it takes place at some sort of yeah, because if you watch the movie for yourself, you'll know what I'm talking about, and if you've seen the first Meg. And oh yeah, and plus, and while the movie does have its flaws, there are some good acting in this film. Like I do like Jason Statham. I think Jason Statham's a cool actor. My Uncle Charles loves him too. And yeah, because Jason Statham, I thought he did pretty good in the film, just like he did in the first movie, playing Jonas Taylor in the Meg films. Because, Jason Statham is a lot of fun to see. And, yeah, and, and of course, Harry Gregson Williams, who did the music score. I really do like Harry Gregson Williams' music score in his films. And, yeah, because and this movie was also my first time at the movie theater Snowden location, where where after it's rebranded as Cinemark. Yeah, because I went and saw this movie at the new Cinemark movie theater, where it used to be Regal, and now it's Cinemark. And so I don't have that much to talk about for Meg 2 The Trench, since I kind of did not really like Meg 2 The Trench that much, but it does have some positives, while at the same time it has some flaws where it's just a so-so film. It was okay. But like I said, the first Meg is better. And the first Meg was also the very first movie I went and saw at the former Sun and Surf Cinema in Ocean City, Maryland, which is gone forever now. And I remember when I first saw the Meg in theaters, I actually wore my Jaws shirt to the film as well. Like 5 years ago when I saw it, the first movie in theaters. But aside from all that, overall, Meg 2 The Trench was okay. I mean, it could have been worse, but it's just a fine, like, okay sequel. And I'm gonna give Meg 2 The Trench 3 stars out of 5. Yeah. But if you liked Meg 2 The Trench, then that's completely fine with me. But I recommend checking out the first Meg if you haven't seen it yet. Yeah. So there you have it, guys. That's going to be it for my movie review on Meg 2 The Trench. And that's going to be it for this video, so make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. And as always, thanks for watching, and until next time, this is Mr. A. Crizzy saying, goodbye everybody, and that's about it.